Well, if you haven't filled out your census forms, you are running out of time. The last day to take part is September 30th. As of right now, 78.5% of Alabama households have responded. The state is targeting an 80% or higher total response rate by the deadline at the end of the month. The census takes about 6 minutes and helps our state receive funding and can also impact congressional representation. For more details on the census, just go to rocketcitynow.com.